Hello, Charles Fockaert, January 3rd, 2017. Oh, I made a mistake. 2018. Habits die hard, don't they? That's why we don't live on a planet anymore. We live on a level plane. But anyway, I digress. I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting this channel. We're over 2,000 subscribers. I remember when we were at 1,000. I want to thank each and every one of you. I want to talk about today is something about how hard, how bad it's going to have to get here in the United States for any real change to take place. And I bring this up because I'm reading this book, Fall of Giants, by Ken Follett. Ken Follett is one of the better authors out there, I think. Once in a while, I do read historical novels. I like mostly because of the author, Ken Follett, Thomas Wolfe. I think they're very good English-speaking authors. I read another book by Ken Follett called The Pillars of the Earth. Excellent book on the building of the cathedrals. My family's background is rock masons. They work with stone and brick, so it's kind of in my blood, and I found that book to be very, very good. The Pillars of the Earth. Anyway, I picked this up at the library. I wouldn't pay for a book like this unless it was at the thrift shop, but I picked it up at the library. As you can see, I'm about 3/4 of the way through, and they're at the point. What the book's about is about the lead up to and part of World War I. And from the perspective of Ken Follett, of course, there's a lot of error in there. I think, I might be wrong, but maybe the revisionist history that I've been taught isn't quite accurate. But anyway, we're at the point in the book where the Russian people are revolting. And it's during the Bolshevik or pre-Bolshevik revolution of 1917, but the people are uprising because they don't have any food. They're having to wait in line, midnight lines in front of the bakery to get one loaf of bread. So the people are miserable, they're hungry, they've had enough of the Tsar. They're being encouraged to revolt by the the Esau Edomites. They're all infiltrated in there. He does mention that a little bit, not enough. But the point I want to make here with this is that it had to get really, really bad before the Russian peasants and the Russian people, and even the middle class, if there was such a thing there, for them to finally say enough is enough. Now, the point I want to bring that point to is this. I hope hell freezes over in the Midwest and on the East Coast. I read this morning that it's snowing in Florida. It's very cold in Georgia, in the south. The storm's headed up to the northeast, and it's going to dump snow and cold weather on the East Coast. And I say, hallelujah. I'm sorry if any of you are there. I'm sorry if you have to experience the cold. That's why I got away from Montana this winter, come down here where it's warmer. Okay, I don't mean any particular individual, but the point I want to make, I hope the damn place freezes up. I hope pipes freeze. I hope ice is on the road. I hope people get in accidents. I don't want anybody to get killed, but if they do, what are you going to do? I hope your engine blocks crack. I hope hell freezes over. Do you know why? Because then maybe some of you will get your heads out of your posterior long enough to look up at the sky and realize that they're geoengineering and they're playing with the weather. They're playing God. Our government is playing God with Yahweh's weather. And quite frankly, Their excuse is global warming. Well, I think it would take an idiot now to continue to go along with the idea that there is such a thing as global warming. When I went to university in the 70s, it was the coming ice age. They had to change that because the ice age never came. So they changed it to global warming. And then that didn't happen, so they changed it to climate change. So we got the hope and the change, all right, but it's not what we wanted, was it? So now they're trying to tell us that they're spraying, they're geoengineering, they're stratospheric aerosol injections that Mr. Tester's telling me, don't worry about it, Charles. I got your back. Those are only contrails. And he's lying. All these people are lying, and they're messing with the weather. And I hope it gets so damn cold back there. And I hope you people are friggin' miserable, because maybe then you'll wake up and demand something be done about what's going on. I hate waking up every day and watching the sunrise with geoengineering over it. Same thing at sunset. And it's been all the way down from Montana through Idaho, through Utah, now in Nevada. This is happening over Arizona. It's just a few miles away. They're flying over Arizona, Phoenix area. I've had people comment, it's all over the United States, all over the world, folks. So maybe, just maybe, if you guys get your butt frozen, maybe, just maybe, if you freeze your butts off a little bit, you'll understand that they're playing with the weather. And I want to say, you know what? I'm not out of the woods here either. What I think might happen here is that come springtime, we might get floods here. And there's signs up all over. Flash flood warning, water over the roads. And you can tell here when it does rain, there's no place for the water to go down. It goes on top of the surface. And I think coming this spring, we're going to have flash floods here. And it might be the worst ever. If the weather in other areas of the world, Canada, my buddy up there, 30-degree weather for over a week. What's going on the East Coast, etc. The fires in California. People, they're playing with the weather. They're playing God. And don't you think it's time for us to say enough is enough. So once again, I hope some of you freeze your butts off. Maybe you'll get your head out of your posterior so it doesn't crack from the ice. And you'll look up in the sky and realize that we're being sprayed like insects, and it's affecting the weather. Thank you for watching. I don't mean to offend anybody, but we got to wake up, folks. We're not standing in bread lines yet. That may be coming, but they're killing us little by little in other ways by 1,000 cuts. And may the grace of God, our Father Yahweh, be upon us all, for we most certainly need it. See you.
What I hate is most folks don't seem to care at all. What I hate is looking up and seeing chemtrails in a clear blue sky today.